welcome back. Thank you for joining us here on the InsurTech stage. We've had a full day of content here at FinTech Live Virtual New York, but we do still have time for one last session. This last keynote is from Generali. It's presented by Peter Stockhammer and it's titled Customer Centricity in InsurTech. Peter has been the Managing Director of Generali Engagement Solutions GmbH since 2015, based in Munich. He has held executive positions in many international insurance companies throughout his career and has worked in the insurance industry for 30 years. Prior to that, he had been CEO Life for Zurich Versicherungsaktiengesellschaft in Austria since 2007, and prior to 2007, Peter held several management functions at the Unica Group and its predecessor companies. So let's give a warm welcome to Peter and say, Peter, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Hello, pleasure to be here.
Excellent. So I will hand over to you. The stage is all yours.
Thanks. Yeah, as mentioned, have a long experience in the insurance industry, and what always drives me is to bring things to the next level and challenging the status quo. And often I'm coming across about the things, is InsurTech something that can work with the insurance industry, and what about customer centricity, and where's the focus in this segment? Because too often I see that we are focusing on technical solutions, instead of what is really customer needs. What I'm a little bit puzzled, I like to have the voice of the customer in, so we're doing a lot of customer survey, but on the other hand, when we're talking about digitalization and innovation, we have to bring something new, where the people potentially not be aware what this exactly means, and I'm meaning here the customer base. And I came across in my life of a quote that Henry Ford stated. He said, if I would ask the people what they wanted, they would say, I need an even faster running horse, and nobody ever would come up with a car. And this was also my experience when people were saying, we need to develop an app. And I'm simply asking, why you do need an app? Yeah, it's fashion, customers looking for that. But the question mark, is this really what customers looking for? And 10 years or 15 years ago, customers would not even know what an app is, not even could imagine. So important is to drive the content. So therefore, I would like to start to give a little bit of overview how I the world see. And when we're talking here about InsurTech, I know there's a lot of technical expertise there, and you're seeing how fast the world is moving, but I would like to look a little bit differently into that area. So one interesting thing that came across a few years ago is that I come across a survey where people were asked, I cannot imagine a world without. And there were plenty of options that you could tick. But the interesting outcome was 43% said, I could not imagine a world without my current partner, 84% without the internet, and 97% without the smartphone. So that means for all of us, the smartphone is much, much more important than our partner, our current partner that we're sharing our daily life. And you're seeing this as well when you're looking around with open eyes. I travel a lot as well, and I'm seeing permanently people using the smartphone, not anymore used to take phone calls. It's also rarely that people doing this because they're surfing on the internet, using the camera towards them as a mirror to check whatever they're doing, but or chatting via WhatsApp or other channels. The other thing that I'm seeing is I see in this world 3 waves that are in. So the first wave that exists since decade is what I'm calling styling. So people take care what they wear on clothing, how their property is looking, their apartments, etc. So styling was always, and there's different segments in area, is always a statement that you see. Was always, no matter if you're looking at traditional suits, if you're looking at the punk era that was here, it's always a statement. And I'm seeing us currently in the second wave, which are called body styling. So you're seeing more people going on weekends to the gym and not so anymore to the church. What this image showing you as well, we have people with a high penetration, and I mean there's no negative way, it's just observing this with tattoos. And tattoos reached now each area, meaning all age groups, all social classes, which wasn't in the past. So this body styling is here. You're seeing also when you're looking at executives, they're all in good shape. This is one thing that is important. And what I'm seeing where we are not here yet is then the third wave, which I call will be the brain styling. What do I mean by that? There's a lot of investigation and research and testing in the pharma industry, for example. How can we increase brain capacity for people who have Alzheimer, for example? But for sure, people will use this as well, even healthy ones, to increase their brain capacity. So this will also happen. And then no matter if this firstly is invented for sick people or to avoid that people getting dementia or Alzheimer, this will reach also the mass sooner or later. But as said, currently we are in the second stage. What you see as well, coming when I'm saying it's the styling, due to the smartphone, when you combine what I've said, meaning the styling phase and also the smartphone usage, there is globally a quantify yourself trend. You're seeing a lot of people who monitor their daily life, meaning their workouts, how fast they run, how long they run, comparing this, uploading this to platforms, to social medias, checking their calories intake. I recently saw also an app where I can simply screen in a supermarket each fruit, and it gives you an accurate calorie thing. It's fantastic, fascinating. So I simply tested it. You're screening on a banana, and it simply says how big it is. And I tested with several bananas in different sizes and gives you an accurate number how many calories it is, because it measures the size. We measure all our medical parameters, not only that we in the morning going on a scale, we checking our BMI, or fat, or sugar level, what all exists. Yeah? And sooner or later you will see you have these devices, these trackers, where we not only measure the heart rate, you will see we can also soon will be able to measure the blood pressure. So we're tracking this all, comparing how we improving or how it's going. Standard meanwhile is that people treating how they sleep. Sleep tracking is nearly in every device in. So there's a wide range what we're currently doing to measure ourselves, to improve ourselves, and all provided with the technology that we're having and the smartphones that we are using and with the penetration of smartphones that we're having. The same wave that you're seeing is coming to the car industry. So you have not yet the self-driving cars, but this automation going forward. When you're looking what modern cars are now doing, steering, braking, if you come too close to the car in front of you, self-parking, that's already standard in classic cars. And you're seeing it more and more also the digitalization using the smartphone coming into our houses, and into the areas where we're living. So we're steering things. It's not only in the past that we have a remote control where we turn on the TV. No, you can darken your windows. You can look at the weather outside. So there's all the things that we're having. So we're living also in smart homes. So this is the area that we're living in. And this is also the situation that insurers facing. And when you're looking in the insurance industry existing as it's since centuries, how they're always adjusting to the things and becoming now in a new wave with all this technology that we're daily using, where we cannot even imagine to live without. And coming to a new phase in the insurance industry where I see an opportunity. And an opportunity simply to growing, to bringing new business in a collaboration with classic insurance companies like Generali is, and in collaboration with InsurTech or other providers that working in this area. And we are really screening a lot of companies have already collaborations in place where we simply taking the advantage or the best of both worlds. What do I mean with that? So firstly, My experience is this is customers usually see insurance propositions. So they're looking for them identical, like one egg to another. Only that they can differ them because they have different colors, because one company color is red like ours, or this is in blue. And also this is what I saw in researches with customers and saying, why are you not purchasing a policy of insurer A instead of insurer B? Saying, because I'm getting exactly the same in a different color. So we have this Me Too proposition that looks identical, and the technology helping us to give us a differentiation. The next what I'm seeing is that the insurance industry compared to the past are more open to collaborate, as I said, with InsurTechs or external providers. By chance, it's not on purpose, is also coming from the motor industry, as my starting quote is. Someone said, if the financial industry would behave, or if the motor industry, so like the financial industry, we would need a farm with cows, because finally we need leather for the leather seats. And that was not car industry doing, that's simply assembling the cars, but getting their suppliers who are specialized in the items that are needed to build a car. And this is an example from Procter & Gamble. Two of the 10 top sellers in this company, I think they are even in the top 5, are coming from outside. So Pampers, originally invented by Johnson & Johnson, was for the rich people when they cannot clean up, to using this one piece. And also Head and Shoulders is something that was simply purchased by a hairdresser in Moscow by a B&G manager, and was then brought into the company, which also changed the mindset. So I'm seeing here as well a close collaboration, that we are open to this thing, and also open to bring ideas, new solutions into the insurance industry, adjusting it, and having the scale to distribute it. So, therefore, I see this opportunity in 2 ways. So we have customers, as I mentioned, they're looking for someone who's guiding them in their life, and what we as Generali calling to be lifetime partner, that's permanently managing their situations, the risk situations that they're having. And also what I'm seeing more, that people are willing to share the data as long as they are in control and knowing what happened with them. I know data privacy is a serious topic, and this is also taken really serious in the company, especially when people are asked to share and not doing this on a voluntary basis, what they do on social media platforms, for example. But if customers getting a value, a content that's helping them, and knowing in full transparent way what happened with the data, they are willing to share. On the other hand, and this is the component, the insurance industry is keen to digitalize. I'm seeing globally any insurer who's saying, we have to move faster there, we have to do the next step, we have to bring this in a digital area. And you have to keep in mind, we have insurers that really have a long heritage. Looking at Generali, it's founded in 1831. So simply where business trips were done with a ship or a carriage, because the rest didn't exist. And I'm seeing as well where it started all from long ago, we're moving from pure protection that the insurance industry offers. Simply something happens and we're giving you, I don't know, a hospitalization or some money where we're fixing this, to a prevention topic. So make sure that bad things not happen, to enjoy a proper life. And then we have also the financial plans that you can enjoy a healthy life also in a later stage in your life. So this prevention topic coming into more focus, and also using here the technology to helping the people to get in this prevention area. And as I mentioned, I'm seeing more and more, what I showed also on this car example, that insurers are more willing, and it is happening already, to collaborate with vendors, providers, however you call it, suppliers, to get their know-how in, their new ideas to challenge the situation. With that, I would say thanks for for your participation and happy to take any questions.
Some really interesting observations there about how technology is changing, how consumers are changing, how the world around us is changing, I suppose. We do have some questions coming in, so if I could start rifling through those. The first one, are there any constraints to delivering innovative solutions because of the regulation of the insurance industry?
Yeah, the insurance industry is more regulated than any other industry. So, and often this is seen as a barrier. I don't see so, because what you're always having, if you're in a situation where it's pressure, where you have some things that you're not simply doing, is always bringing the people to think about it and to really push you to innovate. I don't see this as a barrier, and this regulation, no someone complaining, is also helping that we, since decades, financially stable and nothing dramatically happening. As we're taking care of customer data, of money that customers giving us a regular base. So I see this not as a barrier, for sure. It gives us some pressure to think on creative solutions, but anything can be managed.
Okay, thank you. How do you deal with sort of legacy IT systems?
This is for sure something which you have to take into account, because you saw also the insurance industry, like many others industry, was going to a M&A activity, meaning you have bigger groups, they have different IT backend systems. And here we simply have to work on it and saying the data that we have here stored from the past have to be used. This is providing data, but for sure we need new solutions, what we are doing with apps and other technology, simply to bring a one platform to have a consistent customer centricity approach and bringing modern systems for our sales advisors. This is crucial, but also for our customers. So I would say clearly challenge to overcome, which requires investment, but let's connect these both systems, meaning the modern technology that we're seeing in modern IT platforms or on smartphone IT technology.
Okay. What skills would you say are required within your team to be able to transform and improve the customer experience?
Yeah. So we are a special team. When we are based in Munich for logistic reasons and 100% belonging to the headquarters in Italy. We're in this interesting thing because we are really multinational company. We are a tiny team, but coming from, I think, more than 19 different nations. So crucial is for me to have really this diversity. And with diversity meaning a long thing, meaning different gender, different ages, different experiences, different thinking, which coming from different cultures. So it's interesting to see how a problem is handled differently. So I can tell you, working long in Germany, originally from Austria, they have a different approach to solve something compared to the US. And this mixture is really powerful. And then we're looking really for people, and that's what we're having, like me, coming from the insurance industry, knowing what the drivers are in the insurance industry, and bringing in new people outside from the insurance industry, or coming from a technical background, business analysts that working simply on this new technology, bringing us something in which we don't have. And I think this is crucial to have like diversity in all dimensions you can imagine.
I suppose if you have diversity of thinking, you also have sort of diversity of ideas and diversity of innovation coming out of your business.
Definitely. And what we're doing also with this team is to give them hints, guidance, how to deal. So how they also behave. I'm not sure if I should calling this diverse, because I'm dealing a lot with traditional executive sport with our business units. So my approach is clearly there when I'm there. I'm coming in a suit and tie, but I'm dealing also with startups. And Berlin, for example, is one of the startup centers in Germany. Definitely you're seeing me differently dressed when I'm approaching there. And this is also what we're saying. Make it also internally with our internal stakeholders, make it customer centricity, here as well, that is simply saying, yeah, understood.
Okay, you mentioned earlier the sort of, I think you said 1831, isn't it, Generali, 192 years old, if my maths is correct. Is it harder to transform, whether that's digital transformation or, changing your corporate culture? Is it harder to transform an organization that has such a rich and long heritage?
No. So firstly, what you need, no matter how old an organization is, for sure you need full support of the executive team or the group management committee or group executive board, however you call it. And we were going clearly in that way in saying, and when we started this journey, we call it always, it was 2015, where you mentioned this is the beginning that Generali Engagement Solutions was founded. We said how to move a 184-year-old insurer into digital era. That was the beginning. Crucial is always, for me, we have a long heritage. We have business units that's building this up. When you have to imagine, as I said, 1831, yeah, and in Trieste, founded in northern Italy, first abroad was in Vienna in Austria. Quite simple, because was in that time was northern Italy part of the Austrian monarchy. So a business trip was plenty of hours to go to Vienna. Potentially also somewhat more about 3 to 4 days. So see, therefore, it was that the business units building this up more independently in the countries were in charge and not so centralized because the communication tools were not there. So you have to respect this. So to bring something, no matter how old an organization is, you have to respect this. And I'm saying this, I have deep respect what they build up. So you should not go in and saying, now we are the new guys, what you have done is nonsense. Now we're coming and changing the world. So, and then you're winning their hearts and saying, good what they have built up, let's go to the next level and make it even better. And we need your support. And that's what I'm doing as well with our business units. I'm working currently on a telematics proposition where I'm simply going to the motor guys and understanding their business that help me, and I'm helping you as well.
Okay, thank you. Do you think that there is anything that sort of the incumbent insurance carriers and underwriters out there can learn from the InsurTech sector? For
sure. So the InsurTech is always bringing an outside view. Have also not, let's say, this channeled or tunnel view, how situations are. They're bringing in new ideas, new technology. Also, when we spoken, IT legacy is not a barrier, but they have no legacy, which is good. Let's do it like that. And we're seeing this when we're looking in our technology on user or customer experience, or what we're calling customer journey. They have a complete different approach to that. So what I'm telling is one example, when the digitalization started in the insurance industry, claims form that were existing in paper forms were simply copied into an app. And there was a field where you can fill something out. You see, it's a classic approach. An InsurTech or other new technology guys would never do that. Have you ever seen, for example, that everybody purchased on Amazon? Have you seen there's a free text field? No, you're clicking through it. So it's not only what we have existing in legacy, copying it, so make it completely different, because the customer journey works differently on a paper form, on a physical advice compared on a smartphone. And this is the things that the people are bringing in, and also new ideas and saying from a different angle how we dealing with products.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this session, but we do appreciate you coming onto the program and sharing us some thoughts about how Generali sees customer centricity. So thank you very much.
Thanks, it was lovely to be here.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this session, but we appreciate you sharing with us some thoughts from Generali about customer centricity. That's the end of our speakers here on InsurTech Stage at FinTech Live New York. We hope you've enjoyed the content that we've brought you throughout today. If you have missed anything, it will all be available to watch on demand, including on our FinTech Magazine YouTube channel. That includes all of the content from the FinTech Stage. We appreciate it if you've stuck with us here on the InsurTech Stage today. Thank you for your questions and your thoughts throughout the event. It really is appreciated. And wherever you are, have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.